Pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Persick.
Here.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Here.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Here.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Kerwin.
Here.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Here.
Alderman Tudor. Here. Alderman Studer. All present, you have a quorum.
Thank you. I declare the regular meeting of the City Council on September 6, 2016 is now in session. Council, we got approval of the minutes for August 29th, September 6th, and September 8th. Yeah, that should correct be September 20th. Hey, I'm trying to go back in time.
All right.
I know something didn't sound.
Mr. Mayor, I reviewed the minutes. Make the motion that we accept the minutes.
Motion by Alderman Studer, do we have a second? Second by Alderman Kerwin. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Alderman Studer. Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Tudor.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Since they're lumped together,
Yeah.
I missed 2 out of 3 meetings. The special meetings I missed, but I would like to say yes on the September 6th meeting and pass on the other 2.
And can we back up, and I'm going to pass on September 8th. I wasn't sure how to do it.
We're going to have to readdress the entire motion then.
Yeah, you gotta do
You
it.
guys can just pass, just for your information only, okay? You can go ahead and pass, I will pass this being yea or nay, or just going. So simple pass.
Good, then I will pass.
Alderman Tudor, you also passing?
Yes.
Alderman Evans. We have 5? Yes. We have 3. Pass. Motion passes.
All right. Under the mayor's report, we do have some contributions coming. They're not here yet. I know you guys be patient. We'll kind of change things around a little bit. But one thing I like to do is, every year at this time, as we all know, we have elections coming up in November, which can shape the way our state government, especially, and even our national and our county governments go. Fortunate to have been invited Martha Shugart here, who's one of the 75th District State Representative, and I would like to give the floor to her right now for her to present herself and her bid for state representative.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, everybody. I picked a good night to come. My name's Martha Shugart. I'm from Morris. I'm running for the 75th District State Representative seat. And I'll give you just a quick background. I'm actually a registered nurse, going on about 30 years in healthcare, 28 years working as a hospital nurse. My main area of expertise, thank you, is the emergency department, where I spent the bulk of my time, and hospital supervision. We call it house officer. So I was a hospital supervisor for about 25 years of that career. I work in cardiovascular, so if anybody has a heart attack or cardiac conditions, you may see me. And I also do a great deal of advanced education for paramedics, nurses, and anyone who's involved in acute care that relates to heart disease. I am very passionate about helping people, and I think that this position of state representative is a very great extension of that passion for helping people. And I think that's the kind of attitude that our state really needs right now. I think where we're at is we're at a difficult point where people aren't working together. They're more apt to disagree than to negotiate. And negotiation is a real art. I take great pride in being a negotiator. I have to negotiate with staff every day, with patients every day, with physicians, and with administration. So over about 30 years, I've learned how to be good at that. I consider that a real skill. I consider it an art. And that's a very important thing that we need to bring to this state. I served on the Morris City Council. I was the only woman on the council for for the majority of that time. And I enjoyed that aspect. I think women, we have sometimes a different outlook on things. Sometimes we have a different view. I think we have an important role to play in our communities because we certainly serve 50% of the population. So it's great to see a woman on your council. As a council member, I worked very hard within the community in a bipartisan effort. I was the chief negotiator for the 3 communities of Morris, Minooka, and Shanahan, so that we could create a boundary line. Why would a boundary line agreement be important to those 3 communities? If we didn't have a boundary line, we couldn't create an interchange. The Brisbane Road interchange was the outcome of good negotiation in a bipartisan, in other words, that means everybody works together, no matter who you are or what you believe, and you work together for what's right for the people, what's most important for everybody. So that's important to know. So I was the chief negotiator, and we were able to come to a great agreement for our 3 communities. We now have a successful boundary line, and we now also have a Brisbane Road interchange, which we need to develop. Because that creates jobs, and it creates opportunities, and it creates a reason why people want to move to our area. Now that area needs to be developed, and that's one of those important things I think we need to focus on is creating opportunities for development and growth and jobs. And that's another big part of being a state representative. I have 3 children. I have 3 daughters. One is a nurse. She works at Christ Hospital in Oak Lawn. She works in a gunshot unit. She's just like her mom. She likes excitement. My other daughter is in her last few months of school. She'll be graduating, and she will have a degree in physics and aerospace engineering. And my 3rd daughter is in 7th grade, and she's very busy. She's very musically talented. I have a granddaughter named Sophia. She has cerebral palsy, and she's a very big reason why I am campaigning. Because I see through Sophia that there's many very important programs that are being cut due to budget cuts to people just like Sophia. And we can't take away those needs for people who really need our help. We need to be supportive of people who need help. And so that's important to remember that we shouldn't cut needs for people that are critical. So I walk door to door. I do a lot of walking. I walk about 25 hours a week. I work 36 hours a week. I walk door to door 25 hours a week. I have a callus on my knuckle from knocking on so many doors. I hear a lot of things at the doors, and I know I hear a lot of sad stories, but I hear some good stories too. I hear a lot of information that people tell me that tells me that we need to do a better job in Springfield leading our state. We do live in a great state. We need people down there with a positive attitude, positive energy to make it better and to work together. So for all of you, I want to thank you for letting me come tonight, introduce myself, and that includes all of you in the audience. I've been endorsed by a lot of good people. The Nurses Association, the Advanced Practice Nurses Association. Those are very important people because we care about people all the time. That's our job. I've been endorsed by our teachers, the Illinois Federation of Teachers, our building and trades. So the people that build the buildings, that provide electricity, the plumbers so that you can flush those toilets, the water that comes to your home, those people that have developed and built all those things that are important to us are backing me up, and that's important. I just also received the Illinois Federation of the Fraternal Order of Police endorsement. So that's something that I'm very proud of. Do we have a police officer here tonight? We should have a police officer here tonight. I saw a car in the drive. So that's an important part of that. He should be here, doesn't he come to your meetings?
Yeah, he might be,
Okay. But
I can't tell you.
You can't tell him it's a secret? He might be watching and we don't know it. But the police have endorsed me, and so that's important. So we've got teachers and police, and so those people are saying, we'd like you to vote for Martha, and that's important to know, okay? I appreciate your consideration. I'm an extremely hard worker. I think I've got a very proven track record of strong leadership, of almost 30 years of strong leadership and making decisions that at times have been life-threatening decisions? Yes or no? Making decisions that can change the outcome of someone's life is very important. So I have to be highly accountable, highly responsible, and I believe that healthcare is one of the most respected and trusted professions that we have. So please consider that. If you want someone in Springfield that's going to fight for you, be an advocate, be a leader, and not play games, and do the right thing in your best interests, and I hope you'll vote for me. Thank you.
We also have running for county board one of our current aldermen, which is Joe Van Dyke. And I'd like to give the floor to Joe Van Dyke to say himself as well.
Thank you. I didn't expect to speak tonight. I forgot that Martha was even coming in. But I'd like to start off by saying I've had the opportunity to walk with Martha, and I can't even keep up with her because she hits so many doors so quickly. But Martha's great. I don't think there's anybody better suited for the state, being a state representative, to represent Wilmington and our surrounding communities than Martha. So please, again, consider her. But for me, most of you folks know me. My name's Joe Van Dyne. Probably for the people hopefully watching the council meeting, I am running for Will County Board, District 6, which is in Shorewood, Southern Shorewood, Shanahan, Rockdale, Elwood, down to Wilmington, Braidwood, Custer Park, Simmerton, and the Wilton Center. As most of you folks know, and these young men sitting right here, I'm very involved in our community. I coach everything from football to baseball, my son in wrestling, my daughter in softball. So community hours, I live here in Wilmington, I raised my family here in Wilmington, and there's no better way that I think that I could help out the small town of Wilmington and surrounding towns, other than being an alderman, is to run for Will County Board, take the next step higher and see if I could do something better for our town. So that's why I'm running. November 8th is our election, and hopefully you folks can come out and support me like I support you as a town and our children. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. Changing things up, even though I'm a little relaxed, have my secretary here. But what I'd like to do is kind of change things up a little bit is, one thing that's very important to me as far as the committee goes is the things that go on with our Wilmington Coalition. And we actually have a slide presentation tonight from Paula. And so Paula, I'd like you to kind of give up and do your presentation for the coalition. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, everybody. So I just got a couple of things, and then I'm going to really get the person over here that I want you to meet. October 16th, don't forget, we have the Harlem Ambassadors fundraiser at the high school at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So make sure that goes on your calendar. Posters and tickets will be available towards the end of the week. Alderman Evans is going to let us sell tickets at his place here at the City Council, or I'm sorry, here at City Hall, and at the Coalition office. It's been a long day.
This is the Harlem Globetrotters, correct?
It's the Harlem Ambassadors. So they're not, the Harlem Globetrotters do like all the big Rosemont and all of the big places, and it's a very similar program, and it's actually kind of normally it's a faith-based, because they come in and they do anti-bullying and good decisions, assemblies in schools and stuff, and then they do fundraisers in after hours. So that's what we're doing. And then really important date is coming up on October 10th. It's a Monday. It's a federal holiday. At the library at 6 o'clock, the coalition will be celebrating their 10th anniversary, and we'll be having a potluck. So please, everybody come. If you can bring something, great. If not, we always have tons of food anyways. But we would strongly encourage, especially the mayor and the city council, Tony, John, all you guys, to come on down and help us celebrate. We keep business at a minimum at that meeting. Our meetings are strictly over at 8 o'clock because the library closes at 8 o'clock. So I even have the alarm goes off at 20 to 8. That means wrap it up. So we are very strict about, normally our meetings are at 6:30 to 8, the second Monday night of the month. The sector meetings, we just had one in August, so they're once a quarter. So our next one will be December. Those are at 8 o'clock normally at the fire department. And so now what I really want you to do is Marcy Clark with AMT Counseling. They are who has brought counseling services to Wilmington. And so I'm really going to step back and let her tell you a little bit of the exciting stuff that's been going on. The counseling services are in our office. We are hoping that they outgrow our office soon, but the problem is that we got to find more space. So there's only so many appointments that we can get to in a day because we have one person that day. So, Marcy Clark, City Council, AMT Counseling.
First of all, thank you for having me here. I do appreciate it. As Paula said, my name is Marcy Clark. I'm the owner of AMT Counseling Management Services. I started this business 6 years ago in Joliet. I worked for another counseling agency, and when she closed up, I saw how she was struggling to see a full caseload of clients, and I said, well, I can do this. Let me just open up a business. And I did. And from there, we've grown from 2 counselors to, we have 13 on staff right now. We're working on getting a psychiatrist as well. We are located in Joliet, and we were at a heroin forum in March, and Deborah Tomei of the coalition approached me and asked if I would consider opening an office in Wilmington. Well, my first response was, yes, what do we need to do? So I started meeting with the ladies from the coalition and working with them to try to figure out when to get this started, and we actually opened the doors June 1st and had our first clients come in. We've got 4 counselors working at the Wilmington Coalition office right now, and we have had such a variety of clients come in. We've had children, we've had adults, we've had addiction issues, we've done drug and alcohol evaluations for court, we've done it for jobs. And so we're just starting to expand and get the word out there that we're there. And we offer all kinds of counseling. We work with ages 2 through adults. We do also work with geriatric. We can do in-home counseling, so we can come into your home if you have, an elder that needs help, or someone with handicaps that you can't get out but wants services. We can go into your home. We actually just yesterday got our first in-home, so we're going to start doing in-home now here in Wilmington. We do take most of the major medical insurances. The only one that we do not take is the Blue Cross Blue Shield HMO, but everything else we take. We do take Medicare. We also take the Medicaid managed care insurances. So if you know somebody that has the Medicaid managed care and are looking for services, there's a lot of places that aren't able to take that, but we are. We have a CADC on staff, so he is able to do substance abuse counseling and drug and alcohol evaluations. Let's see, we do work with a sliding scale, so although our services, our counselors are contractual, so although our services cannot be free, we do offer sliding scale, so we can go as low as $35 for somebody that does not have insurance at all and needs help. Let's see. I think that's about it. If there's
Anybody have any questions?
if anybody has any questions,
We have to start it off.
we got the card. And you can always call. I am usually the one answering the phones. I have extra business cards if anybody wants them. Also, we do have brochures over at the coalition office, and we do keep business cards and stuff there. Our office is, again, at the coalition office, and we actually have now had a bunch of people want to donate a bunch of toys for us to do the counseling, so we'll have toys there for the younger kids and stuff. And again, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
slots, I could find you. Just come to the meetings and then you can hear it there, and you don't have to listen to me tell you.
Also, one other quick announcement, on Saturday, October 8th at the Mar, there's actually a documentary called The Everglades of the North. It's the story of the Grand Kankakee March. It's a show that's $10, it's at 2:30. 2:30, the doors open, 3 o'clock, it's $10, cash only, small drinkers, popcorn. It'll be on Facebook as well. You guys can watch that. Well, Tony Tan knows that. As many of you guys know, back in 2009, 2010, we had the opportunity to annex Ridgeport Logistics into our community. Ridgeport's Logistics was the name, and is still technically the name of the industrial park that sits out there. But it was funded traditionally by a company called Prudential. Prudential was the funding mechanism of Ridgeport for several years, up until just recently. Probably, I don't know when they started. They started probably longer than they came to us. But a few months ago, they came to the city. We had to change things around. They became the financing partners of Ridgeport. And the company's called Elion Partners, or more commonly known as Adair. They were part of a project that came in, a company called CDC, and when they came out here, they realized the potential and they seen the great efforts that were being put out here. And one thing they really liked was the community of Wilmington. They liked the nature of Wilmington and how everything was set up, and we had a lot of dealings with them. And as things progressed, not only staff but myself got to know Elion Partners a lot better. We do have Mike Fishman back here. Great ride from Chicago, I'm sure. And as well as Shlomo and Juan, who are two of the big guys that cover a lot of our meetings and are some big stakeholders in their properties. But as they come to me, they really wanted to interject themselves into the community and be a part of the community as much as they could, even though they live down in Florida. Their home base is in Florida, down in Miami. They're up here quite a bit. So they asked me if there's any way that they could do something for the community that may help the community. And actually 2 weeks ago, they made a contribution to the coalition towards K-9 of $3,000, which was awesome. But I really felt that not only that the youth programs we have in town is really instrumental in keeping our kids away from drugs and keeping the kids away from the bad things that can happen. So I asked them if they would consider making contributions to our youth organizations, our athletic organizations. And 3 of those, which is the Bobcats, the Wilmington Soccer Club, and the Wilmington Baseball and Softball Association. Different stories to each one, and I presented those stories in regards to each one. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring Mike up, and the first group I'd like to bring up is the Wilmington Soccer Club, and the guy and the kid bring up to make a contribution of doing this to me. I got 2 of them. I didn't have a chance to talk to him. Yep. This is baseball. This will be the next one. Okay, that's fine. We'll just hold it there then. So you got the 3rd check for the soccer club. Yeah, not a problem. Come on in. They didn't bring the soccer club check, but that's all right. It's football season, but it's okay. Yes. Let's take a picture. Yeah, the big one. They just hold this one. Just hold it. And you got it pretty. Hold it there. What I'd like to do is, for the soccer club, they didn't bring a check for the soccer club, but it's a donation of $2,500 to the Wilmington Soccer Club.
We'll accept it, that's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we gotta keep that. We gotta keep that going. The next group I'd like to bring up, which actually said is Wilmington Baseball and Softball Association. And they're also making a contribution to the WBSA for the amount of $2,500. Who wants to hold? There you go. different. And when this was all going through, I had an opportunity to talk to Jeff Allgood. And as you guys know, a lot of you Bobcats are out here tonight. You guys have gone through some challenges. I presented that to Leon, Mike, and them, and they were very passionate about the challenges that you guys are facing. And so they asked me what would kind of work. I said, So I threw a number out there, and they said, that's fine, let's do that. So I'd like them to present a check to Wilmington Bobcats for $15,000. We have a future quarterback there for the Bears. You can play tonight.
They start Sunday.
Yeah.
What year?
I think we need a line. Thank you.
I hope we can continue to support the community when we come in and make the kind of investment we do. It hasn't even been a year.
Correct.
But we really value the relationship that we created, the way Tony and his staff and Mayor, everyone has treated us, and we really do like to give back. It's really, yes, it's a big real estate project, but we like to give back to communities and invest in. Like down here somewhere, down here, I should get taxed.
That'll do it. Thank you, Mike.
You guys can All right, moving forward. Citizens' comments. I know we did the presentation by Paula. Bert Niles, I know Bert's here in regards to the plan. You're up there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bert Niles. On April 10th, 2:30 a.m. in the morning, my smoke alarm went off, and we sleep on the second floor. The smoke alarm was on the first floor, and when it went off, we woke up to smoke in the bedroom and basically running for our lives. And went through the house trying to find out what was going on. In the basement, in the back corner by the water meter, there was a globe back there. And the water meter and the water line, they were on fire. And we put it out, called the fire department. They came. Tony came by 2 days later. Told me, bring the bills out, we'll take care of them. Great, thank you. And I really didn't hear anything more until Tony brought me this letter. Okay. And the letter said that there was not a problem with the meter. Well, then there had been a problem with the installation because the way it burned, I haven't ever seen anything like it before, and neither has the fire chief. So there's a problem. There's over 2,000 more in town as well. So I wanted to come and talk to the council because I was out of my house for 5 days. Serpro had to come in, clean everything, get all the smoke out. So I am, the chain of custody, the meter was broken. I don't have any recourse on that. So I am at the council's mercy here. I need help, bills paid, they've already turned it over to collection. And they've been hounding me, so that is why I'm here this evening. It is to let everyone know what happened. There are pictures, the fire chief has pictures, I noticed the city took pictures. I have pictures as well. So far, the only one that really hasn't seen it is you. Would you like to see it? But I need your help. You know, just imagine if it was you waking up at 2:30 in the morning and running for your life. It's a very serious situation, and to think there's over 2,000 more in town.
Well, I think not to stop you, I know we did have the inspection done of the meter, and there was nothing wrong with the meter. Really no electricity or anything going to it, that's what really kind of blowing me away.
Well,
An internal
The
battery.
lithium battery that's in the fire clock, okay,
Right.
feeds that
And you see the internal.
many times a day, okay? But the way all that wire is wrapped up on top of that meter, it builds resistance. Resistance builds heat.
Well, if there was power going to that, that's, yeah.
There is power going to it, constant, but it cycles as well. So, appreciate your time, but I need your help.
What type of help are you talking about?
Well, I was out of my house for 5 days. I mean, if it was you to 2:30 in the morning, running for your
What
life.
are you saying?
Well, I don't know. I
Did
mean,
they pay your bills
I'm-
for your, did they pay the bills for your,
No, no bills have been paid at all. It's all been turned over to collection. I'm getting phone calls. I mean, I need your help here.
And I'm not discounting anything that happens, because I don't know, I wasn't there. But just, what typically happens, and anytime something happens, whether it's a meter, or a sidewalk incident or something else, the claim is submitted to our insurance company. And the insurance company makes a determination, if there was any type of fault or liability on the city's part, and if there was, then the insurance company, that's why everybody has insurance, will reimburse that person or whatever for expenses. And that's like when Tony said he'd take care of it, was meaning Tony would take that information and send it out to the insurance company. The insurance company that made the determination that there was no fault with the meter. It wasn't the city's determination, it wasn't Tony's determination, it wasn't anybody's determination but the insurance company. And I think that they actually sent it out to the third party or whatever.
I don't know. I wasn't
I don't
notified
either, I'm
of
just
this
making
possession.
assumptions, but I think what the big thing is, Bert was displaced, he had costs associated with that. Typically if it was the fault of the meter, I think, if we knew there was a fault in the meter, there'd be a lot different circumstances applying right now, because like you said, there's 2,000 meters out there. If there was any type of indication that the meter was at fault, we would be seeing 2,000 meters being replaced, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. So there was no determination that the meter was at fault. But it doesn't mean that, that Bert incurred costs, we all know that. And I think that's what Bert's looking for, is maybe some assistance, and
Just imagine if it was you.
hey, stranger things happen. But I think that's what you're looking for is, and it is up to the council whether they want.
Right, well, that is why I'm here.
Exactly, and that's, I mean, I know that's, and there's nothing wrong with
Well, I
it.
think we as a council need an opportunity to discuss it and kind of
Well,
get
sure.
more facts.
Absolutely.
We're not going to render a decision.
No,
tonight.
No?
I am not after a decision. I just wanted to let everyone know just what was going on, because evidently no one else knew except for John and Larry.
I just get concerned when you say 2,000 meters out there, when I don't, the problem was determined that it's not the meter, to assure the other residents that there's not a meter problem.
The installation's all part of the meter.
Hey, Bert,
Sir?
what would make you roll?
Pardon me?
What's the number that you're looking for? Can
I don't
we get
know.
that?
I have always been a team player here.
As part of the, just as, I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to put you on the
I don't know.
spot, I'm just.
Have you actually submitted what your bills cost, what CERC cost, have you actually submitted any of that?
In your package, you do have.
Are these all the same, or are these a total? Like, that's what I'm looking at.
Serco was $516.
Oh, I see that. So I
And
see a lot of,
his insurance company paid $16.55, it says. So it is a $500 reduction. So,
and then whatever cost you incurred about the house, I assume?
Yeah, I was out of the house for 5 days, but
Where did you stay at, a hotel or somebody's house?
I actually went over to my son's house for a couple of nights.
That's fine.
I was elsewhere after that.
I just want to know what it would take for you to be okay.
Well,
That's where,
I mean,
the question I'd be most interested in.
I want to put it in your guys' hands, because
We have to sit there and go,
Right,
okay, we're representations of 5,000 people. What are those 5,000 people feel would be fair? I mean, that's just kind of how we're looking at it. To meet your deductible, is that considered fair? I think we also need, we know how to do this tonight, if you don't feel comfortable, because these guys are going to discuss it in a committee. And I think they would feel more comfortable if they knew what, like Kirby was trying to ask, what's a fair amount? So they can discuss it. You know, if they don't want to suggest a dollar amount, then you feel like that's insulting.
Right.
You know,
Well, I understand that, but just imagine waking up at 2:30 in the morning and running for your life. Right? Think about that. Think about the emotions and everything that's gone on ever since. You know, I am not here for millions of dollars or anything like that. Right? I'm not. But I would like to have my bills paid. And for what I was out, I mean something. I mean,
Bert, do you have a number on the bills that you need to be paid out? Could you?
They're in there.
That's all we're looking at.
He gave you the numbers, and that's what this is in here.
He gave us a serve code. That's the only thing that he turned in.
well, and our insurance.
And yeah, well, the insurance was for the payment of service code. So it showed what his deductible was. Serve Pro was $516.
Sure, your company pays $16.
His insurance company has got a $500 deductible. It's, you know, I don't even know if they paid us $16. This is just a proof of loss claim that came from your insurance company.
Tony, he said that we had pictures of that.
Oh, there's a file on everything. Yeah, there's pictures and
How come
everything
we
else.
don't have them in here, so. I've seen it.
Those are what's submitted to the insurance company.
Yeah, we have photographs that were taken and submitted over to the insurance company, the adjusters handle. And we have copies of some pictures here in regards to it. But I think the debate isn't who's at fault. I think what Bert's asking for is some consideration from the inconvenience. And, you know, in regards to this. So normally how we handle this, like when we get a serve backup, we get something like that, we do take some consideration in regards to, you know, we can't determine whose fault it really is, but there was some damage or things that happened in the home. So, I think if you guys, we get a number for Bert. The thing I would recommend is, you know, we do that number, and then if we do make any type of payment for this consideration, that there's a release sign that Attorney Urban writes up, and they sign it saying, you know, they made whole in regards to what the request was. So the house itself wasn't damaged. I mean, it was damaged from what Circle had to do to its power. So Bert was able to put the fire out himself. He went to the fire department about 5 hours later. They asked them to come in and take a look, make sure everything was okay. And then plus Mike Stroud over there, our water meter guy, and then also Superintendent Ryan Foster. And we did remove the meter, replace it, send it off for evaluation on the meter. I will say that our meters are okay. Firefly was not, from our analysis, Firefly was not the cause. Fireflies are 3 volts. That's what that battery is. It's a 3 volt battery. We're not talking about, you know, a high type battery that can sell. But, you know, it's a fire did occur. There's no choice about that. Nobody, fire chief even says, when I went down there, there's never was a fire. You know, luckily it didn't go any farther than it did right in the actual area.
So, Bert, I guess the question that we're asking is, how much are you looking for?
And I think it'd be fair to put together a proposal.
When is the next committee meeting?
Well, we determined on what committee, and my assumption, I'd probably put it on the Finance and Administration Committee, which would be the third Tuesday in October. I think that'll give you ample enough time, about 30 days, to put that proposal together. And at the same time, I can get legal to, you know, maybe put up some type of release form, we would have a dollar amount plan
I'll put something together and bring it out to you here in the next 10 days. I'll send it. All right?
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
Tony, can we request,
Thank you for your time, and help me, please.
if council has to make a decision, can we request the report from the fire department so we can all look
It's in there.
It's in there. And photos and.
If you want to stop by the office and look at all the evidence, that's fine. I feel a little more comfortable of having you guys look at the evidence as what we have on file. Instead of copying all this. One reason why I didn't copy the photographs, that is his house, and this is a public meeting, and I didn't want to put the photographs out there in public view right now. So. But yeah, we could definitely, thank you all for your time. I'm sure Colby's got him, and he's stop and you can take a look at the photos.
Thank you.
Any other citizens' comments? Thomas?
Robert Thomas. I just came back into town about a half hour ago. Followed the Wilmington truck, met him at 129 Strip Line Road. Have we annexed any of that property out there in the city of Wilmington?
Yes.
So we're spraying for mosquitoes all the way down 129, Deer Creek, Gold City Road. Follow the truck.
Deer Ridge.
Deer Ridge.
Yes.
Sorry, Deer Ridge.
Yeah, Deer Ridge is.
Spraying all the way down 129, all the way down Strip Mine Road.
The strip mine we own from the landfill property all the way back in where Fossil Rock is.
So you guys are spraying out there where nobody lives, and it's all swampland. Instead of using that chemical for in town.
What's been used in
I think
town?
it's yeah. I think it'd be better use in town than it would be out there in the swamp.
That's being used everywhere in town.
Yeah. That was the other one I was gonna ask you. I still don't have my denial letter.
Should have went out now.
Should have went out in the mail, okay. Check in it.
Yep. I know I saw
Well,
that.
yeah, the check's tonight's meeting, so it'll be on the mail tomorrow.
That's been waiting for us to check.
Council
Councilor was
has
signed
approved
it. I'm gonna find out.
Finances were approved tonight at the finance committee, and will be approved. So
So,
reviewed at finance.
yeah, we'll go out
Tomorrow morning goes out.
tomorrow morning.
Check.
Okay. I know what the other one was too. I don't remember now. There's a little bit of issue with their building an ordinance license lady. Seems like every time she works, she comes by my house, both ways, all the way around the block, looking for everything she can to write me on, Tony. Sick and tired of it. Going to the lawyer, she's telling people I don't have the right insurance. Not only me, she also told another lady, and Joe Rowell, don't have the right insurance for cutting trees. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. All you councilmen need to do something about her. Because she ain't just messing with me, she's messing with a lot of people in town. And there's no call for it. It's stupid, the stuff she's pulling. And I don't know if somebody's putting her up to some of it or what. But I'm sick of it, and I am going to the lawyers this week over it. And I will be fighting.
Anything else, Mr. Thomas?
That's it for tonight.
Okay. All right, any other citizens' comments? Planning and Zoning Commission, the next scheduled meeting is Thursday, October 6th at 5 o'clock p.m. Committee report, Building Grounds, Park Health and Safety, Alderman Persick, Alderman Van Dyne.
I move to approve resolution number 2016-10, a resolution of support for the Wilmington Rotary Club Community Task Force.
Motion by Alderman Persick, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Van Dyne. Discussion, at that committee meeting, John, did you want to talk about it? The Wilmington Rotary Club was at the committee meeting and made a presentation in regards to Veterans Park and the ideas that they have to not only improve Veterans Park, but also they're talking about the park behind Taylor Ridge, which is commonly referred to as the detention area. And then during that whole entire process that they've purchased a stage, Ann Arbor, Michigan, for the price of the mobile stage. I think they paid $4,000 and everything.
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
All right. Well, Iowa, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, you can see.
Ann
You
Arbor.
go west, young man.
Anyway, they bought that and they really want to work to improve Veterans Park and through basically ad hoc committees and with their guidance and group knowledge. Steve Francis' son, Chris Francis, where we put that whole downtown project together. They're all willing to be part of this whole project. Not only as it relates to Veterans Park and more or less focused on Veterans Park and the Caleb Ridge, but it expanded on additional parts that we see fit and that happens throughout time. Alderman Van Dyke has raised issues about South Island Park and stuff like that, which is very good and very instrumental if we can get to that point. So, in light of having to do all that, as part of that creation, we have to get a resolution basically recognizing Rotary Club as the kind of leader in this task force. To go forward with this. So that's what kind of resolution is about for those who weren't able to be there that night. Those that were there and I might have missed something, feel free to step in.
No, I think it's great that an organization wants to take the lead on this and try to improve some areas in our town that need it. Not only the South and North Island, but little sections around town. And we even asked about the skate park if they wanted to try to tackle that one, or listen to the petition, or they're trying to raise money for things. So I think it's great. It's a great idea.
Any other?
One of the things, reason we recommended a resolution is if we are going to go to other foundations and looking for other contributions to come into the community for this, first thing they always ask is, especially when we do the grants, as a city council, bless this type of project. And so with the Rotary taking sort of the lead role, as they said during the meeting, and as a Rotary member, they basically are not going to be the leader on this. They want to bring more people in, more organizations in to assist with basically health and wellness of our parks. So they wanted to start with veterans because they felt that's where they went out and bought the stage. So we're $4,000 they bid on it. Cedar Rapids had it on basically had it on eBay. And Cedar Rapids, even though they had other bids, they thought it was better to give it to an organization that was supported by the city. When they called to see if we were going to use it, we're going to use it as a community stage. So it will be mobile. We'll be able to take it to other locations in the community for use. And they're spending about another $4,000 doing some repairs and painting things. So I'll get you copies of it. It's the way it looks now. The after will be great looking.
All right. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Percy.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Tudor.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Studer. 8 yes, motion passes.
Mayor, next scheduled meeting is October 12th at 9:30.
Water, Sewer, Streets, and Alleys Committee, Alderman Curl and Alderman Studer.
Mr. Mayor, next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, October 12th, 2016, at 6 p.m.
Place Vesta, Alderman Tudor, Alderman Studer.
Mr. Mayor, next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, October 11th, 2016, at 5:30 p.m.
Tax Administration and Land Acquisition, Alderman Studer, Alderman Tudor.
I have the first two. I move to approve ordinance number 16-09-20. I move to approve the accounts payable report in the amount of $310,422.85 and the August 13, 2016 collector's report in the amount of $353,549.26 as presented by City Council.
Motion by Alderman Studer, do we have a second? Second by Alderman Tudor. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Studer.
Yes.
Alderman Tudor.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Percy.
Yes.
8 yes, motion passes.
Okay, now I move to approve ordinance number 16-09-20-01, an ordinance authorizing the sale of certain personal property no longer useful to the city skate park equipment.
Motion by Alderman Studer, do we have a second? Second by Alderman Kerwin. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Alderman Studer. Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Evans. Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Tudor.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall. Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
8 yes, motion passes.
I move to approve ordinance number 16-09-20-02, declaring certain property as surplus, Old Wilmington Police Department.
Motion by Alderman.
Let's continue this one to the next meeting.
I rescind my motion.
Yeah, the next two would be continued.
Yes, the next two, right here, continue the 14th Amendment.
And I'm going to continue the 14th Amendment motion as well.
Thank you.
All right. Now you go to the next case, please.
Now you're pushing, look. The next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, October 18th at 6 p.m. Okay.
Ordinance license committee meetings, Alderman Kirby Hall, Alderman Evans.
It's not a thing. First reading for the wine bar ordinance. Check it out. You know what you mean?
Yeah, just for everybody's insight, is actually the creation of a wine bar ordinance, which really does kind of, there's two things going on with this. So I know there was discussion amongst the committee about maybe moving towards approval of the next council meeting, so I asked them to kind of look into it, and if you have any opinions on it, to let them know. But it really creates a separate ordinance. We currently have an A license, which is for full service liquor, and an A1 license is on the same notion, but it's just typically wine and craft beers only as the ordinance is crafted. The ordinance is created. It just deals with the ability for a person to sell wine and beer only within their confines. Not to say they can't sell anything else, but they can serve it within them, just like a bar would, which is only wine and beer. The change of that, let's get to one of the changes is what's unique about a wine bar is not only do they have people consume inside, but they do tend to sell the bottles of wine too quite regularly. And in doing that, it would be only fair to allow the purchase, or they allow the ability for the A license holders to do the same thing as far as sell the packaged liquor at their establishment. Now granted, within the ordinance, you'll see as it's written that type of sale can be no more than 25% of their total gross sales within that establishment. So that's kind of where it kind of minimizes what they do. And as we all know, typically those type of sales may occur late at night. You know, take a six-pack home with them in the grocery store to close. The A, yes, and the A1s.
The A1 kind of bases their business on selling and walking out, and not the A is not.
The A is like,
That's what I was asking.
yeah, the A is really just the bar.
Right, but is that limited to the 25% of their total sales, or is the wine bar now being limited by their sales?
I don't know how we
One-
got that in,
I thought you just said that.
the 25% I know is in the A license.
Right.
It's in both, but it's for discussion. You know, we didn't know. There was,
And
I don't remember hearing that at the meeting, which is why I'm asking now, because I would assume a wine craft beer is based on, that seems more like you're not sitting down like in a bar, you're not going to be there all day, you're going to taste, find what you like, and purchase.
let us get some numbers and see what their anticipated numbers are. And if we got to change that, we'll change that.
I just think that business, that's the purpose of that business.
Yeah, they're probably more than 25% of the sales in an
More
A1.
to purchase.
An A1's probably more than 25% versus
it might be, that number might be higher.
I would think so.
I would think.
So that's-
I don't know if I taste the
I'm not a very classy guy, but you know.
That's why it's first reading.
Well, I'm here to think that I didn't.
What kind of educated? Number 2, let's get the meeting.
Next good.
Next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, October 11th, 2016 at 6 o'clock p.m.
Personnel collective bargaining, Alderman Hall, Alderman Persick.
We still have an executive?
Yes, we do.
All right, city engineers report, Mr. Midas.
Thank you, Mayor. Engineers report, the first three high-speed rail projects, we're still waiting to meet with the engineer from Millhouse to discuss those projects to go any further. So there really hasn't been any update on those projects again this month. The strip mine at 53 and the Coal City Road 53 projects, we got the pre-con up at IDOT last week, talking about the relocation of mostly utility work. So there's not going to be much road work done this year. It's mostly the utility work being done by Combat and Comcast and them out there. So we really don't see any road work till the spring of next year. So one big thing that did come out of that was the detour routes and the road closures. Coast City Road and Strip Mine will not be closed at the same time. So the detours are required, to get around and you can't go to Multiple Street. So
Do they anticipate starting before school about next spring? So
they really didn't go into the detail. They were basically saying the utility work this year and
just something to say.
right. 53 in South Arsenal. We had the pre-con here last week. Project's not going to move forward until we actually get our funding from the state for the EDP fund. So the big thing that the city's taking on this time is getting the money here, so when the pay request comes, we don't have to go to IDOT looking for that money. The money is already here, so we'll get 95% of that money here to move forward with that project. But no work will be done until we've actually got that first, all those funds provided to the city on our end here.
How long is the price good for that we got from the contractor?
It's already been established. It's been accepted by the
Is there
state.
one protection in there though, if it goes later or has to go after the winter, or are they going to stop for winter?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not going to work through the winter, but yeah, that number is locked in for the duration of this project. So as long as they start work,
I don't want to end up with big extras for winter protection because we had to wait for money.
no, I mean, there's nothing it can
March
start
or spring if we have to.
this fall. Yeah, this fall things are going to start happening, right? The next 3 to 4 weeks, I anticipate something.
So utility work, I agree with you, well, heavy lifting of this is going to probably spring.
Peatone Road project at 53, that project is scheduled to go out to bid next Thursday. Spoke to Robinson. They've gotten the comments back from the state. They've made those revisions and are reviewing everything this week and going to send them in on Monday to revise plans to them. So we should get everything going and out to bid starting next Thursday.
Is there any way we can get those ditches fixed at the corner?
Ditches fixed.
So, where the potholes are at?
The county side.
We'll put a request in something.
I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. They're deeper and deeper, and I mean, they just come in and they just throw some stone in there at points, and it's after a couple of days, it's gone with the truck traffic that's on that corner.
I would make sure we get some soldiers going in there, or something to address that issue very quick.
Yeah, I mean, well, it won't be winter time. I mean, if you put it in tomorrow, it'll be gone by the weekend. And you know that.
I hear you. Economic development report, Tory Foods. You've been out there lately. The wall panels are, the majority of them are all the way up. They are actually painting them and working on the parking lot for that project. They got all the curb put in for the access road to there, so that road will probably get poured there in the next week or so as well. So, the access to the Tory is actually visible. You see it. That ditch that we've always had these issues with east of there, these in there excavating and redoing that whole ditch, getting all the debris and everything out there. So all the drainage out there should be going a lot better than we've been dealing with for the last few years. Michelin 1A expansion, again, same thing here. They're painting the walls out there and getting all the roof panels installed out there for that project. The Buck easement, nothing really changed there, just doing the surveying, capacity analysis as far as the alignment, the design plans. I'm expecting to get something back from Kate Associates next week or so to find out what size pipes we're using and get some determination as far as the actual alignment. Building M, you can see out there, most of the soil erosion control is being installed. They got their permit last week. Silt fence is all up out there for that property, so you can probably see some dirt moving here the next week or so out there. Building Charlie, had a guy get back on the review comments that I provided previously, and Foxville Commons, I spoke with the owners out there about getting the roadways moving here back burner and kind of talked to them a little bit, and they're pushing to get this thing going sooner than they anticipate. So it is moving slow out there. We do it, expect it to be going here the next week or so. Any questions?
I talked to the lawyer supply guy. They were supposed to start strip line interchange in August. They haven't got back to me. I've left a couple messages. Do you have any idea when they're going to start that? Strip line of 53.
That one there, that project I think is going out to bid.
According to me, what I had heard it was, but I was playing phone tag with them all the time, doing, contact. I don't know what's going on.
One hand isn't on the other hand.
Thank you very much, because they won't give you an answer at all.
Yeah, once we know who the contractor is on the project, I'll let you guys know.
That's it.
Thank you. City Administrator report, Mr. Graff.
And the only thing, give you sort of an update, and I think we need to probably figure something out in building and grounds. The Wilmington Historical Society has really taken a lead role on our old city hall. Again, they got safety in mind too. They got the fire extinguishers all ready to go and you can get in there. They had their nice rummage sale the other day. They're putting some new windows in, replacing windows. I know the president here's got all of his hat on it. But one thing we want, due to the fact that we are leasing the building to them, I would like to be able to maybe have building and grounds, maybe bring the Lions Club in too, get an update on the community center, and then come in and give a report. I think the Historical Society's got some plans, and what they've been doing up there has been really amazing in a short amount of time that they've been able to get those members. I think they're up to 64 members.
Yeah, 65.
65 members. So I think our city hall is on the right path, and I think we should also look for supporting possible resolution to look at that, maybe putting that into the Lowell County Historic, status. So I know they're working on an application, but it's our building. Somebody else could do that, but maybe if you remember the lady that came in the last couple of times for some of the houses here, she also came to the building and grounds and talked about how there really is no restrictions. It's just a benefit to identify, and it is a historic building. And I think we all agree that City Hall is historic for our area. So just want to give you an update. I know John's very humble and modest. I'm hoping building and grounds will probably be a time we can.
They've all, not just me, but they've all been working hard.
Yeah.
Get ready to present the city with stuff, plan it like you want.
Okay, great.
No other buildings, grounds, or city council?
And just an update, we always wonder when the insurance is going to be coming in under the new rules with the Affordable Care Act. They have to give us our renewals. I did talk again today. I think our renewal will probably be here third week in October. The act says they're supposed to give us a 90-day notice. Of course, there's no enforcement with that portion, but they are seeing about 75 days. They have approved. Before we're getting those renewals in 30 days. We have to make a decision. So we should see what the trend has been very positive with some of the renewals coming in. So I don't want to jinx it, but we'll see how it comes in.
Anything else? That's it for you?
That's it.
Third report, Mr. Irvin.
Thank you. Since the last meeting, I've been involved in looking at various statutes and also the city ordinances in regards to repairing the ordinance for the skate park, the ordinance for the after beer wine ordinance, the Rotary resolution, two ordinances, police station is an adjoining parcel, and the opinion in regards to what we need to do next. And also looking at the elected official salary, statute in regards to that.
All right, executive session, motion.
I move to go into executive session at 8:11 p.m. for the following matters of personnel.
Motion by Alderman Larry Hall, do I have a second? Second by Alderman Kerwin. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Larry Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Kerwin.
Yes.
Alderman Persick.
Yes.
Alderman Kirby Hall.
Yes.
Alderman Tudor. Alderman Van Dyne.
Yes.
Alderman Evans.
Yes.
Alderman Student.
Yes.
2 yes, motion passes.
Most likely we're not taking action.